Surprise insane value, but should you summon on the Black Friday Dokkan Fest and Carnival banners? How's it, everybody? Celtic Link here. We're back for another Dokkan battle video. In today's video, we are taking a look at the surprise mini celebration Black Friday Dokkan Fest and Legendary Summon Carnival banners. These are the banners that just dropped today on November 20th and will last for about a week and a half or so, just under 2 weeks. And during that time, you'll be able to perform multi-summon discounts for 77 hours. Basically, you'll get 3 multis and then get one free, right? Buy 3, get one free. And then, of course, they have quite the amazing featured list, right? On the Legendary Summon Carnival banner, we have the return of the Gammas and the Gogeta, right? Cell Max making his debut return on a Carnival banner, no less, on Global. This is really good for global players who may have missed them, but do not have the yellow coins to pick him up, right? If you've got a lot of these extra characters, he's a good choice for Carnival coin pickup, but I'll talk about that in another video. Also, Omega Shenron's first return. On the Dokkan Fest side of things, we have Beast Gohan and AGL Broly's first return, as well as, surprisingly, Fizz, Topo, and the Int Android. So, all things considered, these are two incredibly value banners, and it would seem as though they are going to replace this banner right here. See, typically we would be getting this banner around Christmas time, which would include the first return of the anniversary LRs, but that did not happen this year. Instead, they've decided to return these guys here on this Black Friday deal. So really good value, but the question remains, is it worth your stones? So let's go through our typical process. 1, let's talk about the units themselves. 2, let's talk about what's on the banner. And then 3, let's take a look at what lies ahead, and that'll make our determination on where the value lies. Now, first and foremost, let me get this out of the way. If you have the ability to, meaning you got shafted during the anniversary, but you've been saving coins all year up to pick these guys up, do that instead of summoning, right? If you have the coins to do so, coin Beast Gohan, or coin Broly, or coin the Gammas or Gogeta if they are the ones you're missing, right? Do the smart thing, save your stones for the 10th anniversary, which is coming up. So I just want to get that out the way right away. Now let's assess the true value. So let's talk about the units. We're not going to go through the full units kits because we've of course did that on their original Should You Summon back during the anniversary, but we will just kind of talk about where they're at in the standing of LR characters for this year. So, elephant in the room, Beast Gohan, to no one's surprise, is still number 1, still the best unit in the game. And if you do not have him, he is definite priority for anything else over the Carnival banner here, over anything else on this Dokkan Festival banner. So I would say him being on the banner automatically makes this a summon if you're someone who did not have Beast Gohan, nor do have the stones to or coins rather, to pick him up with coins. The second character is, of course, AGL Broly on the Dokkan Fest side of things. Now, Broly was kind of one of those ones that, like, he was really hit or miss on the anniversary, right? He was incredibly powerful. One of the first characters to introduce the kind of power we would be seeing during the 9th anniversary power creep, and things only got worse for there in terms of the power that units were bringing to the table, to the point where Broly, who really was, wanted to be around other Broly type characters or super bosses, he began to fall to the wayside. Now, of course, he's got a lot more play now since the 9th the worldwide download celebration, where he can actually be utilized quite more effectively with a full Broly team, right? Domain notwithstanding, there are plays around it, but I don't think he's as a priority as Beast Gohan, although he is still really good and really fun when you get to pull out full power Broly. On the Carnival side of things, of course, we have the Gogeta and the Gammas. Gogeta's value, right, during the anniversary was obviously seen as the better of the two between him and Broly due to his target activation skill, which basically gives you a free. Not only does he have 70% chance to dodge while in blue, he also gets one free turn of full dodge and a target which keeps everybody off, basically free of damage. That makes him incredibly powerful. Target skills are probably one of the most powerful mechanics in the game, next to revives, honestly. So I would definitely say that him being on the Carnival banner makes this a plus as well. The Gammas, same as the Broly, right? They were kind of hit or miss during the anniversary. They have gotten a lot better since then. They have a lot more play. There's a lot more good uses for them, especially because they are on, like, we just pull them up here, show you these categories real quick. Right, let's jump to the LR here. Right, if we jump to the LR here, right, we can see, like, they are on a lot of characters that are very, very useful, right? All Out Struggle, that puts them on the team with the trio. Now, that does clash the standbys, but it does allow them to do a little bit more, and there are quite a few other superhero units that they help out that are on some of these other categories with the trio as well. So there is value. Their standby is still incredibly powerful when utilized correctly, but they're really more for that support. So, like on the Gogeta, or like on the Beast versus Broly, right? The Gogeta is definitely the better pickup here in terms of overall value for your account. So, I would definitely say that that's one for the units that are being returned here, right? The main features that we're looking at. You know, I would say that the Dokkan Fest banner with Beast Gohan is definitely a plus in the summon there. And then on the Carnival, Gogeta brings a plus in the summon for that banner. So a little bit difficult to make a full recommendation when dealing with two banners, and I'll kind of talk about how to condense that down here in a minute. In terms of what's on the banner, right? Of course, these guys aren't coming alone, right? Beast is going to have Broly. He's got Topo and the droids. Tech Ultimate Gohan, Full Power Super Saiyan 4 Goku, the EZA Blue Boys, Future Gohan, and then these two EZAs right here. On the Carnival banner, Omega, Cellmax, and then these banner units, plus these two EZAs and LR5 guys. So in terms of value for the banners, right, looking at overall value of the banners, the Carnival banner is probably the better value for your banner in that regard, because a lot more of the characters are a lot more useful to a lot of, you know, meta-relevant teams. Cellmax being featured is definitely a plus. Anytime a yellow coin LR, especially one this powerful, is featured, that is always a plus on a Carnival banner, because, you know, most people shouldn't be summoning on those yellow coin banners. So, you know, that's definitely a big plus for the Gogeta banner. And then plus these two EZAs being on there is definitely huge. So I would say that's one in the category for Gogeta's banner in terms of value. Beast banner, not as much. I would say about outside of Beast and Broly, the only other useful pickup here is probably Topo. Topo's still really good, still hanging out in Goku Frieza, still hanging out in Gogeta and Janemba fights, right? He's still holding on as one of the better TURs to be released this year. So, unfortunately, when compared unit for unit value, Gogeta's banner definitely takes the cake here. So if you were to summon on one, if you already had Beast, Gogeta's banner is probably going to be more valuable for you. So That's one in the category for the unit on each. That's one in Gogeta's banner for what's on the banner, and none on Beast for what's on the banner, aside from Beast himself. So all that leaves is to look at what lies ahead. Of course, if you summon on either one of these banners, what are you giving up? First and foremost, we should note that summoning on this banner means you are giving up stones for the 10th anniversary, which likely is going to see these guys return anyways. So, I mean, if you're willing to wait the 3 months until February, when these guys will make their return, then, do that. But, that's 3 months, and you're probably going to want some of these guys to be clearing content up to the 10th anniversary. So, that's a judgment call you have to make. But if you are going to summon, know that you are giving up possible stones for the 10th anniversary. And that's incredibly important, especially now that we know that the banners on during anniversary are likely to have that 2,500 stone pity across 4 banners. So any stones you spend is taken away from that possible 2,500 you may need to pity a unit during anniversary in case you get shafted. So just be aware that that is the choice you are making if you choose to summon. Now, if you choose to summon, I do recommend you do it during this 77-hour period, which is basically within the next 3 days of this video dropping, because that will be where your greatest value is held. Otherwise, you're losing out on free multis there. So that said, the next possible thing you're going to be giving up by summoning on this is, of course, the AGL Jiren. All right, that is the last known banner that we know of that Global is still missing. So, I mean, if you were willing to wait for Gogeta, Jiren might be a better choice to wait for, to try to pick up instead, simply because we don't know when his next return as the Part 2 Tanabata LR. As you can see, like what happened to Omega, Omega came out in January. It is now almost December, and he's finally returned. So it may be more beneficial to your account to wait for Jiren and summon for him instead. Just something worth considering. If you don't care much for Jiren, then obviously that doesn't matter. Obviously, we'll also have next, we have no idea what it could be, but after this banner, we will have or before this banner, depending on how they decide to play it out, we will have the December Dokkan Fest, which will probably, I mean, it'll be your typical Dokkan Fest. There's probably not, it'll return, I think we got First Form Frieza's return. Topo was supposed to return on that banner, so if not Topo, then Roshi will probably return in December, since Topo returned here on both Global and JP. So Roshi will probably be returning in December on that banner, and that's about the only other really valuable thing that's going to be on that banner, whatever that Dokkan Fest ends up being. And then, of course, we will have another double raids banner in the month of December as well, around Christmas time for the Christmas, whatever the Christmas LR ends up being. Last year it was the Int Trio. It'll probably be someone equally as powerful in terms of the meta this year. So there may be another chance for a carnival, although at that point we're getting closer and closer to anniversary, which may not be such a good idea to summon for. Upside of that, of course, at the very end of the year, and this will be the last thing I think players save for. I'm not even going to talk about what the New Year's Dokkan Fest is, because it's going to be a straight up skip for most people, no matter what, given that its proximity to the 10th anniversary. But the last thing is for newer accounts, right? The New Year's step up. If you are a newer account, you're probably going to want to be saving about 600 stones for the New Year's step up, or at least 200, so you can do a round on one of the banners, right? But basically what this is a chance for you to pick up, older Dokkan Fest EZAs, and now possibly super EZAs on each one of the steps, and then of course EZA LRs, and then more recent Dokkan Fest, right? So if we use like the Super Class 1 here, for example, right, there's a good chance that this one will include like EZAs from this past year, and then super EZAs as well. potential LR EZAs from this previous year, right? So meaning this step here could include the likes of 17, Golden Frieza and 17, and many others on this. So good potential free LR on your second, well, not free, but 30 stone LR on your second step. And then of course in the next step you have, you know, recent banner units and recent Dokkan Fests. So from the previous year, right, the most recent Dokkan, this one went up to so this one was, so the 2023 Dokkan Fest will be on this step, and then of course recent LRs. This one was all the way up to Bulma, which means this one will probably be all the way up to AGL Ultimate Gohan during for this step here. And then the final step will have the most recent Dokkan Fest. I believe it went up to Turles. Yes, all right, up to Turles. So this one will probably have all units up to AGL Vegeta this year on either on the extreme side, and then on the super side we'll have up to Roshi. So stands to be pretty good value if you are a newer player. Now, that brings me to the final consideration, right? As a newer player, this is probably going to be your main priority as you lead into the anniversary, because of course summoning on the anniversary is important, but without units to back up anything you summon on the anniversary, not really going to do you much good. So this is always a great value for new players and should be a top priority for a lot of new players. With that said, knowing that you are building your account, if this is a very new account, like literally you just started your account and you still have thousands of more stones to grind, these banners actually now hold a ton more value for you, because now you can summon these guys and have units to back them up. So all of these I'm giving you are considerations for the should you summon. It's really hard to make a full should you summon on this, because the value on these banners is dependent on how your year went in Dokkan or how new your account is. So I would say in totality, given the units themselves, given what's on the banner, and given what lies ahead up to the 10th anniversary, I'm going to say the following. Rather than tier my list based on number of stones, I'm going to tier my list based on account age. If you are a newer account, I would highly recommend summoning on this banner to at least pick up the Beast Gohan or the Gogeta. They will benefit your account the most, combined with whatever you may summon during the New Year's step-ups leading into the anniversary. Now, that doesn't mean go ham and spend all of your stones on this, but give it a whack. Maybe 150, 300 stones, you know, 1 or 2 discount rotations, and no more than that. If you are an older account and say you got shafted on Beast Gohan, if you've got the coins, pick them up with coins, or whoever you're missing, pick them up with coins, and leave it at that. Do not summon on this banner. Save for the step-ups if you need to, or better yet, save for the anniversary. I do not recommend summoning on these banners if you are an older account, just because the value is increasingly less so for those older accounts. So not really a stone tier like we normally do, but a little bit different. Now, if you are a pay-to-play, low-to-play player, there are tickets available. They are standard ticket packs, nothing special, no premium tickets, nothing like that. So definitely don't, I mean, if you want to summon on it and not use stones, that is a good choice if you really need to, but otherwise I would just kind of save and hold steady till the anniversary. Pick up who you need to and move on from there. So guys, that is it for the video. That is my final recommendation. Again, newer players within a year's time and you don't have the Beast Gohan, I recommend summoning for him or whichever other one you're missing and save from there. Older accounts steer very far away from this banner. Guys, that's it for the video. If you liked the video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. And in the comments down below, let us know, are you dipping into this banner? Are you trying to pick up some characters that you may or may not need? Let us know in the comments down below. Otherwise, guys, as always, thanks for watching and aloha.